Today's stories include PlayStation Portal is getting a big new feature, Xbox Cloud Gaming is getting a highly requested update, and Valve might be working on some new hardware. We'll have all this and more because this is Kinda Funny Games Daily. Yo, what's up? Welcome to Kinda Funny Games Daily for Wednesday, November 20th, 2024. I'm one of your hosts, Blessing Adeoye Jr. Joining me is Lil Croy Poppy, Tim, Yetis.
Looking at the run of the show today, we got some good stuff to talk about.
It's going to be a good show.
Good news stories, fun stuff to react to. It's going to be good.
It's going to be a good one. Can I tell you what else is good? I said this a couple days ago, but I'm going to say it again. Case of the Golden Idol.
Yeah.
I've been playing this game. It's been one of those frustrating things where I've just not had enough time in the day to play this game as much as I want to play it. And so, like, I do, like, a puzzle a day, essentially, off of Case of the Golden Idol.
Does that satiate you?
Yes and no. Like, I want to do more, right? I'm like, yesterday I finished KFGD. I get off of GAMESCAST. I'm like, all right, let me eat some lunch. I finished eating my lunch, and I'm like, oh, we got a game that I got to preview, so let me do that. But I was like, before we get there, though, like, I still want to prepare some other things that I'm producing. All right, cool. Let me do this preview game, and I was hoping that after that, I'd have at least enough time to do just one puzzle of Case of the Golden Idol, and I just didn't have the time. And I was like, fuck. Well, after I get home from work, I got soccer practice, but I also got to eat dinner. And I'm like, man, fuck
what can go?
I just want to play video game. Just one specific video game. I just want to play Case of the Golden Idol. It's so good. It's so addicting. But I'm like two puzzles away from finishing it.
Oh, hell yeah. We'll savor that.
I'm sad that it's almost done, but I'm happy that I have a whole other game afterwards, Rise of the Golden Idol.
Oh,
that
that's
I'm gonna boot
true.
up right
Cool.
afterwards. Yeah.
Exciting times. That's how I feel with Gladiator. We're doing Gladiator in review.
Yeah.
And I've never seen them. So watch Gladiator 1 and then watch Gladiator 2.
Yeah. Back-to-back goodness.
Let me tell you. I can't wait for y'all to see these interviews.
Oh, I'm
That's all
excited.
I'm going to say.
I'm excited. I'm also excited because I'm seeing Wicked later today.
Oh, hell yeah.
Dude.
I'm hearing amazing things.
And that's my thing is, like, I think from the get-go, a lot of people were apprehensive because, like, it's a two-parter, and, like, that, I think at first blush, that is a fair reason to go, oh, what are you doing here,
for
right?
Sure.
And I think, like, some people were, like, a little bit scared of even Ariana Grande, which confused me because she's an amazing singer, obviously. Yeah. And, like, she's acted before, so it's not, and, like, she also loves theater, right? So I was like, I don't know, Ariana seems like the right cast for this
My biggest thing with the movie is I just think that everything I've seen in the trailers, it's ugly.
It does have a particular style to it
that, like, I feel is, and I'm a broken record at this point because I think I've even said this on Games Daily, but, like, I saw behind the scenes thing that so much of the sets were practical.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they look gorgeous. They look stunning. Amazing. And then you see them in the trailer, and it's like, why did you add all this nonsense on top of your beautiful sets?
That makes sense.
It just looks like shitty, smudgy filters. Like, I don't know, man.
I think it's also, it's a musical, though. So, like, I guess.
So I want color. I don't want it to be drab. It's
you think it looks drab? I've been trying to avoid, actually, like, a lot of the trailer stuff, so I'm not even noticed that.
I'm just saying, like, going in, I am very hesitant about it because I what I've seen, I'm like, this does not look like it's it. But everyone that's seen it that I know is like, Tim, it's freaking good.
Reviews are great. So, I've seen a lot of people say it's good.
now.
IGN gave it a 9 out of 10, which is like the highest score they've ever given for a media thing, for entertainment. So yeah, I'm super excited about it. I just want to defy gravity, and I just know that's what they're gonna close on, and I'm like, oh man. I'm gonna walk out. I'm gonna walk out the theater, fucking tears in my eyes. I hope they end on Defying Gravity, and then I hope the credits is just like a rendition of Defying Gravity again.
Oh, I'm sure.
Just do it a second time.
Yeah.
Oh man. But this isn't a show about musicals.
No.
It's a show about video games. Remember, this is Kinda Funny Games Daily. Each and every weekday, we run you through the nerdy news you need to know about live on YouTube, Twitch, and on podcast services around the globe. If you love what we do, support us with the Kinda Funny membership on Patreon or YouTube to get all of our shows ad-free, watch us record them live, and get a daily exclusive show.
Jorge in the chat says, it looks like you have HDR on content that doesn't have HDR. And that is that's the best way to explain what I was trying to say.
That's a perfect way to describe it.
That makes sense. For a chance to be a part of the show, submit your thoughts and opinions as YouTube Super Chats as we go. Housekeeping for you. Did you know that we have a highlights channel? Roger is working hard, bringing you the best of KF in shorter, easier to binge chunks. This entire week is reaction week, so come relive some of our favorite E3 and press conference reactions over on youtube.com/kindafunny. Of course, Kinda Funny is an 11-person business all about live talk shows. So today, after KFGD, you're going to get our GamesCast, which is our Stalker 2 review so far. come join us. I believe Snowbike Mike's been playing it and has a lot to say about it, so you'll want to tune in for that. And then afterwards is the stream, and that's going to be Greg and myself learning Magic the Gathering.
Pretty cool.
Something I've always wanted to learn how to do. A lot of my friends play Magic the Gathering, and I feel left out when they do their little magic hangs.
Yeah.
And I'm like looking through the window like Squidward, and I'm like, I want to be with them. I want to learn Magic.
So Mike's going to teach you?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
I tried to take the Magic the Gathering people were very nice, and they sent over like the foundation packs and like a bunch of stuff, and I tried to take it home, and they're like, "Oh, you're gonna learn here," and I was like, "Oh, all right, cool.
Oh, neat.
Nothing can go wrong." I'm sure I'm gonna learn all the rules by the end of the stream. It's gonna be a
great
fun
one.
time.
It's gonna
Come
be great.
hang out. And if you're a Kind of Funny member, you can get today's Gregway, of course. Thank you to our Patreon producers, Delaney Twining and Carl Jacobs. Today we're brought to you by Sonic at Topgolf, Aura Frames, and the Visual Triangle merch, but we'll tell you about that later. For now, let's begin with what is, and forever will be, the Roper Report. It's time for some news. We have 7 stories today.
A baker's dozen.
Starting with our number 1. PlayStation Portal is getting cloud streaming today. This is from Jordan Midler at Video Games Chronicle. The PlayStation Portal is getting cloud streaming, with a beta for the service launching today in select countries. The streaming service will allow PlayStation Plus premium members to play a selection of 120 PS5 games, including Dave the Diver, Ghost of Tsushima, Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales, Monster Hunter Rise, and Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. The streaming games playable on PlayStation Portal are limited to PlayStation 5 games, with PS3 and PS4 games not currently supported. It's not clear if this will change when the feature comes out of its beta test period and gets a full release. Games will be streamed in 1080p and 60 FPS, and will include all DualSense wireless controller features, including haptic feedback, adaptive triggers, speakers, and touchpad, emulated on the touchscreen for PlayStation Portal. Tim, thoughts?
This is big, man. This Jeff C. also super chats in saying Portal 4.0 update has fixed the remote play micro stutter. It's now perfect smooth, 59.94 hertz.
Wow.
A lot of little things coming together. I feel like this is a major step and a huge step that wasn't necessarily expected. But them doing it this way, I feel might not be the end all be all. Oh, now it makes the PlayStation Portal worth it for every single person on the planet. I don't know that we're ever going to get there. I think gone are the days of the PlayStation dedicated handheld. But I do think that these devices and the ability to stream both from your PlayStation, but also from a cloud service, like that is something that is going to get adopted more and more. We're already kind of seeing that. And the fact that PlayStation has seen the success it has with the Portal, despite the initial kind of market feedback to it, the sales are great for them. So much so that they put out the PlayStation 30th anniversary edition of the Portal. That was a sign to me of like, wow, this is way bigger of a success than we even anticipated. Like, to make a niche product like that, obviously they want to deck out their entire line of accessories with the 30th anniversary stuff, because they know that there's a market there for all that. But the Portal, to me, getting that treatment, I just feel like that's a little bit different. That's different than controllers. I didn't necessarily expect to get custom portals ever. So the fact that we are, I think, shows a commitment to the product line. And firmware updates like this, I think, are huge for it as a product. This also being a firmware update, pretty damn impressive. This could have easily been PlayStation Portal 2, and all of us would roll our eyes and be like, what are you doing?
Like,
the fact that this is just a firmware update, I think is very, very, very cool and very great, especially with the Xbox news that we'll get to later, that we've already kind of been covering of how they're handling the cloud gaming stuff.
Yeah. Is this not something that, I guess, should have been there from launch? Is this not something that should have been like maybe a main marketing beat of what the PlayStation Portal can do?
I would say no, because I mean, like I said, we're still not there. We're not ready for all this cloud beta situation stuff going on, right? That's why we're in the beta of it all. But it being a remote play device is what they marketed this as and pushed this as. Now, here's an important thing to keep in mind. It still is just Wi-Fi. So you're not going to get any like mobile cell service on this thing. So you're not going to be able to play games anywhere. It doesn't make this a truly go anywhere portable device. It is still a remote play device that now has more features. I just think that what is cool, what this does open up, and again, we're in the baby steps of this, but they're talking 150 PS5 games, and a lot of the games they mentioned here are some of the bigger hitters. That is going to allow people, if they want, a much lower cost barrier of entry into the PlayStation 5 ecosystem to play games.
Yeah.
People can play some of these games for the first time. I mean, I guess the irony is looking at this, these are all on PS4 as well. Oh, except for Ratchet and Clank. People could play Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart without buying a PS5. They could just buy the Portal.
Yeah.
And then get it.
And you
that
imagine
way.
that this is going to go forward, like as more PlayStation exclusive stuff like comes out and just more games in general come out, right? Like you imagine this is going to work for Ghost of Yotei. You imagine this is going to work for Death Stranding too.
That's the thing we'll have to wait and see. I wouldn't be surprised if, because of what I just said, PlayStation doesn't necessarily want that to be the day one type thing. I wouldn't be surprised if it becomes like a later down the line, it gets patched in like a year later or something. I think the right move would be day one and market it that way and push the Portal as a entry point, way cheaper. It's what, half the price of a PS5?
Oh, PlayStation Portal. Oh, the chat. Yeah, let me know.
I'm pretty sure it's 200.
Is it 200?
I could be wrong on that.
Okay.
I think that the 30th anniversary one was 220.
Okay.
And then PS5 is like 500. So and the Portal or Pro's even more. So yeah, I feel like having another entry point to be able to actually play PlayStation games. Yeah, $200.
$200.
That's not a actual PlayStation 5. Especially when we are talking about the hardware on the other side of Xbox of how they have really pushed this play anywhere. And while PlayStation is adopting the PC side of things, I don't know if you saw this or if we talked about it on the show already, but like they started adding PC icons on PlayStation games. So when you have a PlayStation game on your PlayStation, and there's a PS5 and a PS4 version, it'll say PS5, PS4. Now it also says PC.
Interesting.
So it's just we're walking down a road that I feel is very clear. It's just we're very far from the end of it.
Now, I saw some people talking about this in chat, and there's no way this is true, right? Some people were mentioning that you need a PS5 to even use PlayStation Cloud. No, you just need PS Plus. Am I crazy about that?
PS Plus,
yeah.
Which, I mean, if it didn't work that way, that would be insane.
Then it's like, that'd be pointless. Like, then what are we doing this for?
Yeah.
So, this is such a big update, right? This is one of those ones where, I am kind of surprised that I guess I'm not surprised that this wasn't a main selling point from the get-go because it wasn't there from the get-go, and there are reasons why it wasn't there from the get-go. You imagine maybe it wasn't ready. Maybe, because it wasn't like the main advertised feature. They wanted to get remote play out the door and then just add to it over time as they're like, as they're able to pace it out and actually have that stuff prepared and ready to go. Hey, this is a remote play device. That's how we're thinking about it first and foremost. I guess on my side, I think the idea of a cloud streaming device is just more enticing than the idea of a remote play device. And I don't know if that's just me and like being in, I guess, the bucket of type of player that I am, where remote play has never been something that I've been extremely into, right? Like I remember listening to Greg on podcasts talking about like PlayStation Vita remote play and like, how cool of a thing that was. And, I would do it every now and then, even for the PlayStation Portal, when we're reviewing it, I remote played some games that way, and that's how I beat Cocoon. That's how I played through a couple other games. And that was always a neat thing to me, but internet has always been a thing that I've not had good luck with as far as, my PlayStation and my Portal being at a place where they're working off of networks that are strong enough to support this, right? Like I'll be on either my home internet fucking sucks, or I'm at a place where the Wi-Fi fucking sucks. And like, that chemistry between having two products that are on extremely good internet, I feel like that scenario was just so limited for me. The idea of, I have a PlayStation Portal and I just need to be in one place that has really good Wi-Fi to make this work and play this 120 list of games. That's fucking awesome to me. For me, that makes it I think I'm way more likely now to bust out my Portal than I have been in the last year.
Again, this is baby steps down a road that we're not at yet. And to your point of like, why didn't they launch with this? It's like, I mean, clearly look like Xbox isn't even doing it yet, right? Like they're just starting there. If you own the game, you can actually cloud stream it type service, which is awesome. Like I feel like the tech, I think, is outpacing the realities of where the people are. But when we start looking at the different Wi-Fi technologies of where we're at currently of Wi-Fi 7, but most people do not have that. Like Wi-Fi 7 is the niche of the niche. I would say probably like less than 2% of internet users have Wi-Fi 7 router setups. Wi-Fi 6, though, is getting a lot more popular, and that is becoming the prosumer standard, I would say. But then even Wi-Fi 5, we're right behind it. We're just getting a lot more advanced than a place that we used to be. And it's never going to work for every single person.
For sure.
Period. But like that, I don't think this is being marketed to every single person. But I do think that the market just grew substantially with this offering, and like the potential interest from people in a PlayStation Portal, I think is a lot higher now. I'm
almost at the place of, man, if you're an outlet that reviewed the PlayStation Portal last year when it came out, like I wonder if now you're gearing up for some kind of re-review, because I am thinking now about our review conversation and how much of it was hey, if you are somebody that likes remote play, like this is the product for you. Now, like after this beta, and we'll see like how this is expands out at post beta and what that looks like, right? Like this is to a place where the conversation for me has grown so much as far as what you're talking about. Like, hey, this is a product that they're pushing a little bit more than you assume that they would have pushed. When they announced this, we talked about it as being, this is just purely an accessory. Like this is just a way to, you know, an additive way for a very specific group of PlayStation audience players to play, right? It is an additional thing. You talking about the, you know, 20th, 30th? Which anniversary is it? Whatever anniversary it is.
Yeah.
It has to be 30, right? 30th anniversary, yeah.
Yeah, 30th.
The 30th anniversary PlayStation Portal. There's a reason you're doing the counting in your head.
Yeah, no, it's 30. It's 30, yeah.
What, 1995, 1994?
Yeah.
That's 30.
Yeah, because I'm 35, so it must be 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Them doing the anniversary PlayStation Portal, like guess what? They didn't do an anniversary PlayStation fucking VR 2,
Yeah,
right? Like there's a reason why
Exactly.
there's a Portal anniversary, and that's because they see it as something worth pushing. And I think this feature might be just the first step, right? I think if you would ask me before, I would say, oh, I don't think we get a PlayStation Portal 2. I think this is what it is. I wouldn't be surprised, not that it's imminent, but like by the time we get around to, let's say, PlayStation 6, I think you get another PlayStation Portal, and I think it is like these features that you're seeing here and probably more, right? I think this could end up being something that they view as core to the platform and something that they want to push, maybe the same way as like the way they maybe would have liked to push PSVR if PSVR was more successful.
Yeah, at this point, though, I don't know what else they would really add. Like, the Portal is a pretty damn amazing device for what it is. And again, I feel like a lot of the people that reviewed it negatively were comparing it, and I feel like rightfully so, to similar products that do the thing that it does better, like the Steam Deck.
Yeah.
But the important thing to note there is the Steam Deck is 3 times the price, like 2 times the price even for the entry point edition of it. Like, and the Steam Deck does very well at remote play, and it's only getting better. It has HDR. It has like features that this thing doesn't. OLED, HDR, I think, are the 2 big things that Portal could add. Better Wi-Fi because it only has Wi-Fi 6 at this point.
Yeah.
But again, we're talking about such slim margins.
But do you think that we could see ourselves by the time, let's say we get to next generation? It's 2028. The PS5, the PS6 just came out. Let's say it's 2029, a year after the PS6 comes out, right? We're watching the PlayStation showcase, and they announced the PlayStation Portal 2. Do you think that they could get away with maybe having it be double the price? So let's say $400, but also it plays a lot of the old games natively. You're
Definitely.
playing your the PS5 titles that are now last gen.
Yes.
You can play those directly on the device.
I can see that happening for sure. Again, we're seeing the market shift right now. Like, we're talking about these devices that are not, in the grand scheme of things, selling that much. Like, it's not like the Steam Deck is. We talk about it a lot and we all love it a lot, but it is not like it is representative of any major market period in video games. That is going to change, though. I do think that it's going to continue to bridge the gap between consoles, PC, and handheld, portability, mobile, whatever you want to call it.
It feels
and cloud. All those things together are going to continue merging.
It feels like we're in the beginning of a handheld race, right? Like, and maybe this has just been the thing that's been going on for the last few decades since the Game Boy or whatever. But I think ever since the Switch, you know, we've seen now Valve put out the Steam Deck, and we know that Xbox is working on their handheld thing. Portal, like we've always viewed as, oh, this is different, but like I could see this parlaying into more serious conversations at PlayStation as far as, hey, can we get back to being in the handheld market and making this core to our console platform? Because for everything we've been talking about, like, handhelds have the capability now to be able to play games that are way more higher fidelity, that are way more advanced, right? People are playing Elden Ring and Sekiro and stuff like that on their Steam Decks. I'm very excited to see where this goes in the future as far as, like, everybody maybe having their own handheld that they're supporting and putting out.
Yeah, I just think that as the gaming audience gets older and older, I feel like the desire for remote play and the technical necessities for it to be viable are just going to continue to become a bigger part of the pie chart. And like we're already seeing that. And with their support of this, I think this is great. And this is awesome news all around. And
there's a whole conversation we had about like all the different technologies now that can come together to really support the stuff, whether it is the DLSS style stuff or the Pisser style stuff, right? Or like there's just like I guess general AI stuff in general, right? There's so much that is pointing to the industry is about to go hard as far as how they implement, like, I guess, different technologies to support handheld gaming and make that a thing again.
I mean, again, handheld and portable, different. like
Sure.
remote play
Yeah,
handheld.
yeah.
I play my PlayStation Portal or Steam Deck handheld in my room while we're watching TV or whatever. But what's interesting, and we've talked about this during our PS5 Pro review, but like this doesn't necessarily relate to the cloud situation, but it could as technology gets better for the cloud side of things. But playing a game on your Portal from a PS5 Pro looks better than playing it on a PS5.
Yeah.
Right. I wonder if
yes,
this cloud situation, because of PSSR and things like that being integrated, I wonder if it's on here, this 1080 cloud. Sorry, 1080-60 is that what
1080-60.
1080-60. Again, we're not getting HDR, so that is a big loss there. But 1080-60, I wonder from the cloud, what's it running off? Is it running off of PS5 Pro?
No, I mean, I think we get there. I think to start off, no. But
why not?
I would just think that that's probably too much like bandwidth, right? On the PlayStation, like the amount of money that would probably cost PlayStation as far as, hey, we're supporting all these devices that are running off of like. And this is me speaking out of turn because I guess I don't know the technology that well, so maybe it's not. But I would assume it's more bandwidth.
I'd love more info on this because I don't know.
Yeah.
But I would assume that they're going to try to put on the best stuff possible. And like obviously there's going to be latency, there's going to be that like kind of fuzz look where everything's not quite as sharp as it should be because it's streaming. But like
if it runs on a PS5 Pro, it's still going to look better than if it's not running on the PS5. Yep. That brings me back to what was the Google's cloud? Stadia. Remember when that was the problem with Stadia? Remember when they did the presentation for Stadia?
We saw all the
and they were like,
machines.
"Oh man, it'd be like fucking 10 Xboxes taped together because we're running it off the cloud."
Yeah,
that's such a cool idea.
That the path that I keep talking about, that was the very beginning of the path.
Yeah,
and we're still going down it. They might not still be here.
Well, speaking of cloud, story number 2, you can now stream your own game with Xbox Cloud Gaming beta. This is from Xbox Wire. Our mission is to bring more games to more people around the world across devices. We believe gaming should be easy to access and available for all players no matter what device you choose to play with. That's why we're dedicated to making great games available across consoles, PCs, and with cloud gaming. Today, millions of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate members are enjoying Xbox Cloud Gaming to play top titles from the Xbox Game Pass catalog on various devices. We also heard your excitement about having more flexibility to stream games you own beyond the Game Pass catalog. Starting today, I'm excited to announce that we're allowing Game Pass Ultimate members to stream select games they own through TVs and browser on supported devices like smartphones, PCs, and tablets in all 28 countries where Xbox Cloud Gaming Beta is available. This is just the beginning. Next year, we're excited to bring this feature to Xbox consoles and the Xbox app on Windows. We're happy to announce that over 50 great games will become available for streaming. Our library of cloud playable titles will continue to grow as we work with our partners around the world to bring you a diverse and expansive selection of great games across devices. You can stream any version of these games below that you own. For example, Cyberpunk 2077. He came and I thought he was gonna have things to say about this story, but he did weird shit and left.
He stood next to me and he wheeze talked so wheezy that I don't know. I think he said we fucking did it, but I'm not sure.
I want Greg to come here and talk about this because like
I said in fact we fucking did it.
Oh, let's go, baby. So you're doing it right now.
Well, technically I'm playing Starfield, which you could have played before. Now, let me tell you, I got Starfield stories for you, all right? Like, because again, we want to talk about what a 24 hours it's been for Greg Miller, all right? I come out and I deliver just a banger GamesCast. I heard I'm on the short list for Content Creator of the Year next year because of it at the Game Awards, right? But at the end of it, to piss Blessing off, I say they should make more Starfield content. And then they announced they made more Starfield content. I went home, I had a new Starfield quest to play from Bethesda, a new car to drive. You fucking kidding me? Then I found out about the Veil.
You know about the Veil
mods? I'm gonna have a lot to say about the Veil. I'm gonna have a lot to say about the Veil.
You say the mods that we just said?
Modders finally made a quest line that's fucking awesome, and I'm playing it right now. Great job, modders out there.
There's so much to unpack in just that statement. The fact that you're fucking around with mods.
You too. Yeah.
It doesn't sound like Greg Miller.
Oh yeah, this has been a big part of the return to Starfield.
Oh, just that you're fucking around. Oh yeah, because you didn't tell the whole story about you're doing all. And they made a quest line.
Yeah.
So people like the audience,
fully voiced.
The audience
this
made
is
a
the future, man. I'm never gonna have to turn off Starfield again. It's gonna be like Dreams, but people are gonna play it. Or at least me. Probably about the same amount of people are going to play it. Got that? Got Portal getting cloud?
So
come on.
Your 2023 Game of the Year, the audience had to come through and be like, we're going to make the quest ourselves.
They were like, we learned so much from the base game. We're going to make more.
That's
what a
fair.
day, everybody. Come on, this is not Xbox.
On Xbox Plus.
You can stream any version of these games below that you own. For example, Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition and The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Complete Edition. There's a full list of games on Xbox Wire. But Game Pass Ultimate members can stream select cloud playable games you own, even if they're not included with Game Pass Ultimate directly on various devices. This includes Samsung Smart TVs, Amazon Fire TV devices, MetaQuest headsets, as well as other browser-supported devices like PCs, smartphones, and tablets. Tim,
Yep.
thoughts?
I mean, this is awesome. Again, I don't think it's going to work perfectly, but I think it is going to work really well. And I think over time, it's going to just increase how well it's working and with the amount of games and all of that. We got a Nightlife super chatting in saying Microsoft installs Series X blades into data centers. I can't believe that Sony would have the money to create that infrastructure. Maybe I'm wrong. So that is interesting. But yeah, them even doing cloud streaming at all, like they got something going. Remember Gaikai?
I do
I'll never
remember
forget
Gaikai.
Gaikai.
I'll also never forget Gaikai. I tell the story all the
We
time.
talked about Gaikai for so goddamn long.
Dude, I will never forget the story that I think I've told this a million times now, but like back before PlayStation bought Gaikai, I remember in 2011 or some shit, 2012 maybe, I was on Facebook and I saw like a streaming app thing. They're like, you can play video games on your Facebook browser. And I was like, no way, that's real. Click it. All of a sudden I'm playing Saints Row 3 on Facebook through Gaikai. And then all that shit disappeared. And I was like, what happened? And they got bought by PlayStation.
Future was
and that was so cool for
Yeah.
a second.
Yeah. And so going back to this Xbox thing here, like it's funny that they name dropped the Samsung Smart TVs, right? Like the last couple years at Summer Game Fest, I always take the demo to see the cloud gaming that Xbox is doing with them, just because I'm interested in that type of tech and what they got going on. And every year it gets so much better to the point that, like, yeah, last year, just go sit there, hit A on the game, and it just starts playing, and you're just in. And that feels like magic for the type of games that we're talking about. That was the Game Pass stuff. That was stuff that we now are just used to. Everyone's been using and understands how well it works for them or doesn't work for them, anything in between. This now being games that you actually own, again, it's just a major step forward. I feel like this is huge because this then becomes a new standard. In the same way the last couple of years, we've seen crossplay become not a feature, but an expectation. Like, I feel like this is the type of thing of the future of video games, and also the preservation of the past to some extent, as much as we can with digital things. At any point, that stuff can change. But being able to play your library of games the way you want to, where you want to, that's huge. And the fact that they're investing in it, I think is awesome. And it's only going to allow more people to be invested in the Xbox ecosystem, playing Xbox games, wanting to invest in services like Game Pass, because there's other services that they can trust.
Yeah. My big thing with this, because I think this is wonderful. I love this as a step, and I think this is how you fulfill the vision of this is an Xbox, right? Like, you have to make cloud streaming as available as you possibly can, and I think it has to be you have to be able to allow people to play the games they own via cloud streaming to really fulfill that, right? To really have the thing of, oh man, I really don't have to own the box. I can play it on my Samsung TV or on my Amazon Fire Stick or whatever it is. I think my main thing with this, and I guess, Tim, this will be a question for you as far as predictions and speculation station. Do you think, thank you. Do you think this should and or could get expanded out to more players beyond the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscribers? Because for me, that's still somewhat a bit limiting. Like, I feel like this is something that
No, I
more
think,
your audience should be able to access.
I think there should be a cost associated with services like this, because there's such a crazy cost to be able to make sure that they run well. Like, I think that there's a product here that I do feel deserves financial backing in a way that I do think that opening it up to everybody, I think that is like, there's potential concerns there of server costs and then
we're just
losing
flushing money down the drain,
and it's like, and then at that point it's not great. Then the service is going to crumble.
Yeah, I guess this comes back to like just all the Game Pass tiers for me, where I'm like, Ultimate sounds expensive, and maybe I should just look at the chart of like what is the lowest tier, what's the middle tier. I need like a personal snowbike mic just with me at all times to explain what the different things are. But I would have assumed that this would be a thing that's just available to all Game Pass members, and maybe not just the Ultimate ones.
Yeah, I mean, okay, that's the thing. If we were talking about just different tiers of Game Pass, I mean, I don't know. This sounds to me like an Ultimate feature. This sounds to me like a premium. This is what you're paying for. If they're going to have an Ultimate tier, now I'm not necessarily saying that they should or need to, but if they're going to, I do think this is the type of feature that makes sense there.
Okay, that's fair. Tim, let's talk about another company, a PC company named Valve. But before you get there, let me talk about another company an entertainment company named Kinda Funny. YouTube.com/KindaFunnyGames and Patreon.com/KindaFunnyGames. Or sorry, Patreon.com/KindaFunny. You can get the Kinda Funny membership, which allows you to get shows ad-free. Speaking of ads, let us tell you about our sponsors.
This episode is brought to you by Sonic the Hedgehog at Topgolf. Y'all, when you take one good thing and you take another good thing and you mash them together, that is when magic happens. Kinda Funny loves Sonic the Hedgehog. Kinda Funny loves Topgolf. So you know Kinda Funny is hyped for Sonic the Hedgehog and friends to arrive at Topgolf at supersonic speed on Friday, November 15th with the launch of the new Topgolf game, Sonic the Hedgehog, exclusively available for play at Topgolf venues across the United States. Created for players of all skill levels, which is great for me, Topgolf meets the fast-paced action of Sonic in this new in-venue game where players go head-to-head in iconic virtual Sonic environments, Green Hill Zone and Sky Sanctuary. You can play as 4 iconic characters, Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy, to hit springs, collect rings, and destroy badniks. For players making the transition from a joystick to a club for the first time, Topgolf has your back with its new club, the Sure Thing, designed to make golf less hard. Come play around with your friends and family at a Topgolf near you and try out the new Sonic the Hedgehog game. This episode's brought to you by Aura Frames. The holidays are all about connecting with loved ones, and there's no better way to do just that than with a digital picture frame from Aura. You can upload your favorite pics of the family to one frame and relive all those happy moments again. Or you could share big news, like a new addition to the family. Most people at Kinda Funny have Aura frames at their desks, and it's always so fun to walk out in the studio and see what memories they have displayed. It's a great gift for your parents or grandparents, and you can even surprise them with their gift being preset with your own pictures. And if that's not personal enough, you can even upload a video message to play on the frame as soon as they plug it in. So the first thing they hear is your voice and how much you love them. For a limited time, visit auraframes.com and get $45 off Aura's best-selling Carver Mat frames by using promo code KINDAFUNNY at checkout. That's auraframes.com, promo code Kinda Funny. This exclusive Black Friday Cyber Monday deal is their best of the year, so don't miss out. Terms and conditions apply.
The year is 2024. Lasers are a commonly used technology. Snakes have been replaced by small robots and nobody noticed. The government tells us we must choose between resolution, frame rate, and quality. We will not be lied to. For the first time in this long, bloody war, the full power of the visual triangle is ours. On sale now at kindafunny.com/store.
And we're back.
You packing?
I'm packing. I just tore it open. And do you ever do the thing where you look to the side, see what's coming up? And I got 2 interesting cards that seem like they're coming up. All right, so I'm starting off with a Mienfoo. What generation is Mienfoo?
Ooh, which gen? That's a good question.
I never heard of this motherfucker. Mienfoo. So it must be post Gen 3.
Oh, it's definitely post 3.
Yeah.
I would say, I think it's 6.
6. What games were
I
that?
could be wrong.
Yeah, which games were that?
The X and Y?
X and Y. Yeah,
Yeah.
Never heard of this guy. All right,
Chat's
Mienfoo.
saying Gen 4 or
Ooh,
5.
I got a full art Electrode,
5, really?
a new one.
Fuck yeah.
Let's fucking go, chat.
New full art,
A
baby.
new full art. It's the
Lovely.
Electrode one.
I'm trying
So-
to get the Alakazam full art.
Dude, I just got the
'Cause it's
Alakazam
so
full art.
fucking cool.
It's hot.
It's so sick.
We got a
Ugh.
Pawnyard. We got a Pikachu.
On
Oh, we got an
your
Arcanine. All right. And ending on an Arcanine. I'm down for that.
Hell yeah.
Let's move on. I think I just leveled up. Let's move on to story number 3. Valve is reportedly making both a Steam Controller 2 and a new VR controller. This is Rebecca Valentine at IGN. Valve is reportedly working on a sequel to its original Steam Controller, according to an insider report. Per YouTuber Brad Lynch, a Steam Controller 2, codenamed Ibex, is in the works and en route to mass production. We don't have too many details on controller specifics, but Lynch did say in the replies on X/Twitter that it'll look like a standard gamepad. The biggest change is reportedly the shape and size of the trackpads, quote, to get into that gamepaddy form, end quote. It will also allegedly what does that mean? It'll also allegedly have symmetrical sticks. Additionally, Lynch said Valve seems to be working on a new VR controller also for mass production, codenamed Roy. Roy is apparently referenced in Valve's Steam VR code and would supposedly be a wand-shaped companion to the rumored wireless Deckard headset. That's also reportedly in the works. So many things are reportedly in the works. Roy would be reportedly Roy would reportedly double as a Steam controller gamepad when not being used with VR, including a D-pad, shoulder buttons,
Roy's
and
our boy.
set of A, B, X, Y buttons for more traditional gameplay, in addition to its motion and VR functionality. Interesting stuff.
I'm gonna put my hater hat on.
Put on that.
I don't
hater
have
hat.
high hopes for this.
No?
No,
Oh,
not at all.
But they've been killing it in the hardware lately.
Kind of,
with the one
but also
Steam Deck.
no. So the Steam Deck's fantastic. The Steam Deck is an amazing piece of hardware. I do not like the button layout of it. I think that is probably its biggest flaw, personally, for me.
Button
I think
layout as far as like where the
just
buttons are.
exactly where
Like they're
the
falling
buttons
off
are. Yeah,
the device.
Yeah, exactly. Overall, though, not the worst. Like I don't want to act like it's like terrible, like their last controller was. The
Yes.
actual Steam controller.
If you can find a picture of the last Steam controller, it looked
It's
like
all about finding the right angle because you need to like understand just the fucking ergonomics and how terribly designed this thing.
Now,
was.
can you look up a picture of Floyd from Jet Force Gemini for me?
Okay, all right.
Important.
It's important.
But here's the thing: like, you look at that, you even look at the Steam Deck controls. That, like, I feel like I have a bigger problem than most people do with it, but I'm not alone. I know I'm not alone in my thoughts on the control layout for this thing. But then you also add every single thing said here. So they're insisting the trackpads are on this controller, which, like, interesting, right? Like, I guess that could make sense. Like, if they're not going to be there, then just buy an Xbox controller and play on your Steam Deck or whatever. So, okay, cool. I get that they want that functionality. But symmetrical sticks?
See, I fuck with it, but I'm also a sicko that prefers like the DualSense, right?
Yeah,
like,
but I don't think it's going to be that, Bless.
no.
I think it's going to be a Wii U Pro controller situation where the two symmetrical sticks are up.
No, there's no way. Oh,
I
please
think
don't.
so.
Please don't do that. I don't like
Right?
that.
Read through this and think about it. Think about their trackpads. Think about them saying symmetrical
Lynch
sticks.
did say in the replies on that it looked like a standard gamepad. The biggest change is reportedly the shape and size of the trackpads to get into that gamepad-y form. It also allegedly have symmetrical. I guess if you're gonna put the trackpad somewhere.
Can you bring up the Wii U Pro controller?
Oh, I hope not. Because you're right. Like if we're going based off of like even the Steam Deck, then yeah, the sticks.
I mean, they're the sticks and then the buttons are on the outside. The face buttons and D-pad are to the left and right. They're like
Yes, you're
in
right.
line.
But like the trackpad's under those.
It's one of those
Strap in.
weird things that like when we had a Wii U, I never thought about it. But looking back on it, it's like, yeah, that's fucking weird.
It's wrong.
I thought about it.
I thought about it all the time.
But that's because I always went to a friend's house to play the Wii U. I never owned one. And so whenever I picked up a Wii U controller, it was an anomaly. And it was always why'd they do this? This is bizarre.
it's a great review of this controller.
This also looks like Floyd from Jet Force Gemini.
I think Floyd just kind of looks like a controller, Bless.
No, man, controllers.
No,
look
man,
like
there's
Floyd.
something
First
fucked
of all-
up about
first of all,
these guys.
Don't you dare, because Floyd came first. And
These
Floyd.
controllers look like Floyd.
Floyd-
came before controllers?
No, Floyd came before these types of
These
controllers.
funk-ass controllers.
When Floyd was on the streets, it was like 98. And so he doesn't look like an N64 controller. He doesn't look like a PS1
He
controller.
looks like an N64 controller without the dong in the middle.
which is what the Xbox
Hey,
controller
we
looks
can never
like.
forget the dong. We
Yeah, the
can't
dong-
pretend it doesn't exist.
The dong is a big part. Also, that's fan art. Like, give me like an actual picture of
Dude,
Floyd.
it's fucking this. It's all like really fucking low res
this.
pictures.
Yeah, why aren't people taking? There we go. That's an actual picture.
Because
of
no
Floyd.
one played this game, Bless.
I did, and I loved it. All right.
Did this require the expansion pack?
Oh, I think so. But I
Maybe?
don't remember. I got this with Donkey Kong 64, so I just had the
Because
expansion pack.
GK64, Majora's Mask, and Perfect Dark, they all needed it, or at least like
This
it
seems
was
like
better
one of
with
those
it.
games that would have needed it.
People are saying I don't think so. So yeah, I don't know. But this was a game that I was
No, I
very
did
hyped
not.
for,
Yeah.
and there was a reason I didn't buy it, and I never had an expansion pack. So
Oh,
yeah,
probably because it's too violent. All the guts.
maybe he's so many guts.
I mean, there are a lot of guts.
There are a lot of
You
guts.
kill the aliens, they fucking explode. It's great. It's a great game. Yeah, very fascinated about Roy and Deckard and Ibex. We'll see what happens with those. Story number 4. There's a new Minecraft movie trailer out, and right before the show, Mike was like, "Bless. This is giving me Mario movie vibes," and I was like, fuck that.
wait, stop. That's not what you told me. You told me that Mike said it was good.
Yeah, Mike said it was good in the sense that like it was so good that it gave him Mario movie vibes.
So the Mario movie, you mean the movie that Mike fell asleep in the middle of?
Oh, you know, Mike.
Yeah.
That probably means
Okay,
he,
so
that means
we're
he
just
loved
letting
it.
y'all know this is the level of quality standards we're talking about going into a trailer that Mike said is good. It's as good as a movie that he fell asleep in.
If the requirement for Mike to like a movie has to be that he stayed up all the way through it, then like Mike likes no movies.
You're right, except for, Mike's favorite movie?
Is it Venom: The Last Dance? Because he
Lara
watched
Croft, Tomb Raider, Cradle of Life.
You're right. You're right. He did love that Tomb Raider.
Man has taste.
Barrett, hit play. Let us watch that. Let's watch
Minecraft trailer. Take 2.
I am Steve. As a child, I yearned for the mines, but something always got in the way.
Okay.
Get out of here!
Yearn for the mines.
But the call of the mines was too strong. So one day, I started digging and digging until I found this. A wonderland where anything you can imagine is possible. As long as what you imagine can be built out of blocks. Atta boy!
Where are we?
Wait, who are you again?
Garrett the Garbage Man Garrison. Gamer of the Year 1989. Whatever. I barely think about it.
Welcome to
Big
the
Greg
overworld.
Big Dr. Disrespect
Anything you can dream about
is
here,
a little weird.
You can make.
Oh my God.
Makes no sense.
Don't I know it?
There are dark forces who want to destroy this world. If we want to stop them, we're going to need to create something.
Oh my God. That's awesome.
Let's go to the stash.
This is our decision. Nothing we can do. We've got the
Okay.
vision. Now let's
You crafted.
What's this junk?
An ender pearl. Teleports you to wherever you throw it.
Yeah, right.
And that was the only one I had. No biggie.
we were fated to pretend.
Oh yeah, there's one more thing you need to know.
Great. Now it's dark. Does that feel quick to anyone else?
Oh no. I mean, you know the name of those guys? Those like
Creepers.
Creepers, yeah.
Yeah. Game Showdown, baby.
Was that a Game Showdown thing?
No, but I don't think so.
I'm gonna be honest.
Mhm.
That wasn't on the level of Mario movie good.
No.
But
Okay.
it
wasn't on the level.
The yearn for the mine got me.
It got me. Not on the level of Borderlands bad,
Yes, you're right.
right?
I like for me this trailer didn't make me go, oh, this is gonna be terrible, like whatsoever. But it also didn't make me go, oh, I gotta see this fucking movie.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's also, if I was somebody who grew up on Minecraft or was way more into Minecraft, I could see some of the references hitting me. Like I think I get a little bit where Mike's coming from. Because there's certain things where I'm like, oh, I get that reference, and I feel like if I was nostalgic for it, maybe it would be like us with the Mario stuff.
Here's my thing, though, Bless.
Uh-huh.
I question if that's the case, and if instead it's the worst case scenario, and it's people like us that don't know, but we see some things and we're like, oh, that seems right. And so we're like, they did it. But did they do it? I don't know. I don't think that the kids that grew up with Minecraft are going to look at this and be like, they're doing all the things that we wanted to do.
No, oh, absolutely not.
Well,
that's
that
'cause
was Mario for us, though.
But like that's the thing is Mario and Minecraft are just different in that way. Where is there anything you can do with a Minecraft movie that'll make the kids go, oh, they're
I
doing
don't
what
know.
we want them to do?
I'm
Whereas
not
Mario, man, and maybe this is just me being an oldie, but like you grab a mushroom and fucking gets powers. I'm like, yeah, man, that gets me hype. But I guess that's just like
they
getting.
just crafted a sword.
He
and they're
does grab
fighting
the sword.
creepers. I don't know.
He does
but
craft the thing.
The children yearn for the mines made us all laugh.
Yes.
Like actually laugh. So okay, there's something here. But then the trailer kept going, and I feel like it kind of
like
lost
this
a bit,
part of
but
the
there's some
trailer.
things that look
This is
cool.
where they locked in the trailer.
This doesn't look horrible. And again, this is not a
Seeing
movie.
this right here, this wall of items, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool. There's things from the game.
The
in
way he
movie.
just
What a
crafted that
novel
sword?
concept.
That's cool.
Yeah, I don't know. This obviously
creepers?
is not made for us in multiple ways.
Yes.
We didn't grow up with Minecraft. It's a kid's movie. Like I don't think they're trying to pull it over on people of like, oh man, like adults are gonna enjoy this too, you know?
Sure.
So I don't even think this looks bad. I'm gonna go that far. I don't
agree.
necessarily want to see it, but good for them. I think this is a substantial increase over the last time we saw this.
And you know what? Congratulations on being nominated for Adaptation of the Year next year for Game Awards.
Yeah, exactly.
It's your movie that came out.
Yeah, by default.
Yeah. Barrett, what's up?
I think the more we start to see the people in the world, the worse it looks. Like throughout the trailer, like especially at dark,
I agree with that.
like the nighttime shit. Like here, it's like, oh yeah, this is
Seeing the group
this
of
is
humans,
rough.
yeah, the group of actual people, when they stand around, I'm like, this kind of looks like a commercial.
Yeah.
But then, like, the more we see like other shit, like stuff that looks natural and designed for the world, I think that stuff looks good. But it does look awkward juxtaposed with just fucking people. But I digress. Let's move on to story number 5. Final Fantasy XIV has been announced for mobile. This is Kat Bailey at IGN. Final Fantasy XIV is the latest online multiplayer game to head to mobile, joining Diablo and Monster Hunter among others. It is being developed by Tencent subsidiary Lightspeed Studios, which was responsible for PUBG Mobile and recently added Dragon's Dogma director Hideaki Itsuno to its ranks as part of its newly established Japan studio. The official release calls it a, quote, exciting extension of the beloved franchise, and says it'll capture the immersive experience of the original title in a fresh, mobile-friendly format. It's unconfirmed whether the new mobile title will include cross-progression or any of the expansions, but Lightspeed Studios does plan to retain lifestyle content, including fishing, triple triad, and chocobo racing. Quote, it has been 11 years since Final Fantasy XIV 2.0, A Realm Reborn, launched, and this new mobile game will be a sister to Final Fantasy XIV, aiming to recreate the grandeur of the original story and combat mechanics on mobile devices, end quote. Big moves being made.
I'm filled with thoughts on this one, Bless. Yeah, because looking at it and hearing what they're saying here, I really feel like this is the type of announcement that needs to come with the answers to these questions of it's unconfirmed whether it will include cross progression of any kind. That's the type of thing of like, all right, I feel like we should know that for something that could be as substantial as this, right? This is potentially absolutely huge for mobile games, Final Fantasy XIV players, and potential Final Fantasy XIV players. But do they connect? Is this literally just a different, like, is this like an old school mobile version of a game that's going to be lesser than in a world where the first 2 stories of this, we're talking about cloud gaming. We're talking about being able to play console PC quality games on mobile devices. Like, there are ways to play Final Fantasy XIV on your phone.
Yeah.
The actual Final Fantasy XIV. I don't know. This seems a little bit weird to me without knowing some more answers there.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I think this is one of those wait and see things of, all right, let's see what more information comes out, right? Because I read this as this is going to be it's like a new game, but like the same game. You know what I mean? Like, this is a completely different version of the same game because it's mobile or whatever. But like in the sense of it's Final Fantasy XIV, it's an MMO. I feel like there should be connectivity. There should be some kind of crossplay. Do people want to hop in? Like, first of all, do people want to hop into a lesser version of the same thing that they've been playing forever, right? Are you even aiming for those people? Or are you trying to get new people? And like, what is stopping those new people from just playing base 14 on their actual device, right? Or it's Final Fantasy XIV is one of those things that's so prolific and so available that I'm like, yeah, just play the actual game if you have the choice. So like, I feel like the right move would be to figure out how to make this cross progression and cross save and all that stuff.
Either make it connect directly where it very much is the same experience to some extent, or make it so different and have the connection be either worth it or you don't need to bother with it if you don't need to. You know what I mean? Like, make it a game, like, because we've seen so much success on the mobile game side of
like Call of Duty Mobile or like
exactly Call of Duty. But even that does connect, right?
I don't know.
To the big Call of Duty progression system.
Well, that's a bigger question.
I don't know.
Because like I think of things like Genshin Impact, right? Genshin Impact does connect.
The example
you are playing this the same game. Honestly, I'm not saying that I know game development is fucking hard, right? Not saying that's the same, but like if they could do it for Genshin Impact, I feel like there's got to be a way to make it work for Final Fantasy XIV and like have that be an absolute hit. Like that is how you do it right.
Yeah, is
you figure out a way to make it a all-encompassing experience, whether you're playing on mobile, playing on PC, or doing the same thing, right? And building towards the same things.
Yeah.
Story number 6. Pokemon Go players have been unknowingly training an AI to autocomplete the real world. This is Rebecca Valentine at IGN. And this is one of those ones where I forget what...
Couldn't be me.
There was a conversation...
I don't know who they're talking about.
There was a conversation I think I had on this show a while ago where I put on my tinfoil hat. And I was like, there's something happening beneath Pokemon Go because there's too much power as far as putting these games in everybody's hands and having them walk around
They're
the
making
earth.
Fat Man walk, dude.
They're making you walk everywhere and they're collecting data.
My dad.
And I finally have my answers. This is like when Mr. Crocker finally proved that Timmy Turner had Fairly Odd Parents, which I don't know if that actually ever happened.
But you feel like you did what he didn't.
I did what Mr. Crocker wasn't able to do.
Mm-hmm.
I've been after these motherfuckers for a while. The story reads like this. Pokemon Go developer Niantic is hard at work building and training an AI to essentially be able to autocomplete real-world locations with only a limited amount of information, and it's using data collected by Pokemon Go players to do it. Also, I'm going to pause there and just say, video game news is wild in 2024.
Really?
Could you imagine this headline in 2014?
No. Like, what does that even mean?
It's like they're using AI in all of our phones with the game that we're playing to autocomplete the real world. That sounds like some villain shit.
And I hear it and I go, you're telling me I can play Pokemon outside?
In an official blog post spotted by Garbage Day and reported on by 404 Media, Niantic revealed that it's building something called a large geospatial model. Some villain shit. Like, who's the villain in Phineas and Ferb? Is it Dr. Doofenshmirtz?
Yeah.
I feel like Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
This motherfucker did not. Oh, could it possibly be the most specific name in the fucking world? You don't just pull out Dr. Doofenshmirtz if you don't know it's Dr. Doofenshmirtz, okay?
All right.
He kind of got you there, fucking.
No, you're right. You're right.
Like,
I just don't want to be alone. Okay, is that too much to ask for?
Blessing.
Because I thought
if you're
Bear would
talking
also
about kids' cartoons that we grew up with, you're not going to be alone. I'm bad with names, so I'm going to be like, yeah, that sounds right. But like, I watched that show as well, man. You're never alone.
I just want the world to know that somebody else, and it's not just me that knows Dr.
Doesn't want to be alone, everybody.
Get this man a plaguey.
But yeah, Dr. Doofenshmirtz would come up with a large geospatial model. Just saying.
Yeah.
You may already know what a large language model is. It's ChatGPT. It's an AI that is trained on enormous amounts of existing text so that it can produce text on its own that sounds normal and conceivably like what a user might want to hear. A large geospatial model is essentially the same idea, but applied to the physical world. It's trained on what real-world places look like: a church, a park, a house, etc. And then it can use that data to produce information on what actual places it hasn't seen yet might look like. Niantic claimed that this will be a useful technology this will be useful for technology such as AR glasses, robotics, content creations, and other things. Or, as Niantic put it, quote, imagine yourself standing behind a church. Let us assume, why are you standing behind a church? Whatever.
Just play Pokemon Go. You're doing a Zapdos raid.
Imagine you're standing behind a church. Let us assume the closest local model has seen only the front entrance of that church, and thus it'll not be able to tell you where you are. The model has never seen the back of that building. But on a global scale, we have seen a lot of churches, thousands of them, all captured by their respective local models at other places worldwide. No church is the same, but many share common characteristics. An LGM, or a large geospatial model, is a way to access that distributed knowledge, end quote. But to make this work, Niantic needs a lot of data to train that AI on, and it can only do so much on its own. Fortunately, Niantic has thousands of people globally pointing their phones at things and sending that information back via its various projects and apps, Pokemon Go included. For now, Niantic said it's using the data explicitly to develop its own technologies that it then turns around and implements into existing products.
So, Bless, there's this thing here, right? My little daily research task that I have to do. This one here says, scan this thing and I get a rare candy. It's the AR mapping. So what I need to do is I need to go to this Pokestop.
Yeah.
And then I need to scan the Pokestop. And for about 20 seconds, I need to walk in a circle around the Pokestop, filming it from different angles so they can know what's going on here. So that next time they know they're like, what's a church look like? They're like, oh, Tim scanned it.
I love gameplay.
Know. And I'll let you know. It's one of my least favorite features of Pokemon Go. I hate doing this task. I most of the time do not ever do it. And that's because it takes way too long. Having to upload the data takes way too long. And walking around something, filming it like this, makes people uncomfortable. Every single time I've done this, people are looking at me like, what the fuck are you doing?
I love
and
that
I have
you've
to
done
tell
this.
them, I don't know. I don't know.
You're
now
compiling
you can answer.
data.
Now you can answer. I am training and I'm helping train an AI figure out what the fuck a church is.
I'm helping Dr. Google Plus.
The reasons, Barrett, Because you
They
got to
are.
think about it. They're filling in the gaps of the world. Once they have a complete model of every fucking corner.
Take a picture, you dipshit. So what
That's what
end
I'm
are we
doing.
gonna use fucking AI to burn down fucking forests for whatever fucking jerk off session you want because you think you're so fucking smart
Fair-
with all your little fucking robots? Holy shit, this makes me so angry.
It's going to take too long to take pictures of the entire Earth. Bear.
Ugh.
But if we can have our users take pictures of the Earth for us and use the AI that we have to like fill in all the gaps so we can have an accurate like, you know, like an accurate model of the entire Earth, you can use that for things.
I mean, it's the type of thing where, so they're talking about the AR here, right? So you put on AR glasses, and then when you look at something, you can see what it is, where you are, the longitude, and latitude of where you're at in the planet. It's all just the dumb little shit, like the heads-up display stuff of like, you look at something and it translates the language, right? I feel like that's probably like the most common use case today in ways people actually use this, which is freaking crazy.
Yeah.
Like the like even like the Ray-Ban Meta glasses, like you can just look at text that's in Cantonese and it translates it to English.
Yeah. And like, I am honestly, like genuinely, even though a lot of this is like, damn, technology is crazy and kind of scary, I am fascinated to see like, all right, what are you actually going to use this data for? Because like, it's not like we already have things like Google Maps and like we
It's
have
all the same shit.
It's all the same
Waymo's going
shit.
around the fucking city.
Yeah.
They're doing this.
So like they say here, right, that the Niantic said it's using the data explicitly to develop its own technologies that it then turns around and implements into existing products. I wonder if they can sell that data. They must be able to sell it, right? They must be able to be like, hey, Google, we literally have the Earth. If you want to improve Google Maps, here, boom. Like we've done it with AI. Like you're gonna have the perfect model of whatever, right? Like I wonder if they can sell that data and like what that then becomes. Or I wonder if Niantic is like, hey, we have the power now to like create some really advanced like products. Like
I
just
think it's more for
technology.
their stuff, as we've even seen them how they've advanced from Pokemon Go to Monster Hunter now, which is like such a gigantic increase. It's an insult to Pokemon Go players.
This is me putting my tinfoil hat on. I don't think it's games. Like I think they're using this for some kind of just software.
It's AR. That's the thing is they've already that's where they started, and that's where like they're finding major success via the game implementation of AR. But like I mean, they were straight up saying what this is going to be. It's AR help.
Yeah.
Like once the glasses again that we're here, like they exist and they are very cheap. So they don't look like Google glasses used to look, where it's goofy as fuck. And I'm not even talking about the Apple Vision Pro VR experience. Like AR is actively here, and this stuff is going to just continue to give it more features. And in a way that we've always talked about VR, where it's like you need the killer app, you need the reason you're actually using this and getting people in. I think AR is a lot simpler, and just there's use cases that people already have that they need. So.
And there's a lot of conversation in chat, which I love looking at. But like somebody mentioned, like, do you think Google's not already doing this? I understand that Google's already doing this to some extent. Niantic has the benefit of having a app that's
people
like
on the streets.
That they have soldiers on the streets. They have
soldiers.
Like Niantic has people, like regular human beings, that are actively going out and for fun recording everything. What up?
There's nothing regular about us.
They're fine. You're right. But you are civilians. They have civilians on the streets that are literally recording things for them. Like Google obviously has the technology to capture this shit, right? Like they do it in different ways, like obviously. But yeah, like Niantic is just uniquely positioned in this instance, I just think, to take advantage of this technology in ways that I think could make them a lot more money outside of just video games, right? Like you mentioned AR, which I think is a large part of it, right? But I think it is that like that back and forth flow of like the AR is how they're getting that information. Can they flip that into something that's going to then maybe create their next big AR product that's going to take over the world and make them a lot of money?
Yes.
But Tim, whatever this ends up being, I am confident to say that this will be big.
It's going to be big.
But if I wanted something smaller, say the tiniest news I needed to know about, where would I go?
Our Wii News channel, where you cover all the small news items that you need to know about.
Story number 7. It's Wii News. Let's start off with a Stalker 2 review roundup for you. Remember, we're doing our GAMESCAST right after this, which is going to be our Stalker 2 review right now on the streets of Metacritic. It has a 74, and on OpenCritic it has a 76. Richard Wakeling at GameSpot gave it an 8 out of 10 and says, Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl is rough around the edges, but its propensity for creating emergent moments in a deadly and alluring world makes this trip back to the zone a fraught and compelling experience. PC Gamer gave it an 83 out of 100, and VGC gave it a 2 out of 5.
I feel like VGC's been on a hair recently.
Don't fuck around with VGC.
They don't fuck around.
You know, they don't fuck around. You put out a game, they don't like it, they'll tell you.
They'll tell you.
And I'll also say that, like, from the streets, I've heard that Stalker 2, I've heard plenty of reviewers be like, just frustrated, just very buggy of the game. I think that's the biggest complaint, is that, like, there's a lot of technical issues, and I'm sure we'll talk about that during the GAMESCAST.
A few minutes, everyone.
From Noble, Fields of Mystria's first major update is now available. The Shooting Star Festival on Summer 28 has been added. Rideable mounts, Romanceable's 6 heart events have been added, 2 new home updates, bug fixes, and more. Star Wars The Old Republic will give away inactive character names in December, so if you want to protect your name, you got to log in before then. And then lastly...
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
We can cut the music. This is very serious. This is very important stuff for us to look at here. Bless. We got some important Sonic bullshit to go through, okay? I have 4 tweets that I want to go through one by one.
I'm very excited for this.
Starting with number 1. We got new character posters.
Oh, let's
Character
go.
posters for Sonic the Hedgehog 3. We have Sonic, we have Shadow, we have Knuckles, and we have Tails.
Can we just stop and, like...
Yeah,
I've
we
never
can.
thought about just how crazy this cast is. Ben Schwartz is Sonic. Keanu Reeves is Shadow. It just always is Knuckles.
And Colleen O'Shaughnessy, the actual voice of the games of Tails, as Tails. And they look like this.
Oh.
We've just won. All right, Bless? We have just freaking won. Let's look at the second picture here.
Very excited for this. Oh my God.
The gang is all here, everybody. There are so many people here. Yeah, we get some humans. I didn't realize Kristen Ritter's in this. Jessica Jones herself.
What's Kristen Ritter? Oh, she was. Yes, because weren't people... I think she got casted and everybody was like,
it's
she
gonna
must
Amy,
be...
yeah. So interesting. James Marsden still doing his
They got
thing.
Kristen Ritter is just like another like soldier?
Army person, a gun
What if...
member.
Oh, but yeah, part of Gun. Yeah.
What if they turn her into Amy?
No.
So let's continue.
Absolutely not. Barrett, never say that again.
I'm with Barrett. Imagine Sonic giving her a little smooch.
No, because she's a human. You can't have a human kiss Sonic. We don't do that. We've never done that. Oh, wait.
I don't have it like...
Damn it.
Damn it.
The
I'm
look
sorry.
Barrett had, I thought he had it ready.
You caught me off guard, honestly.
But if you can go to the third image here, this is just a zoom in on what the bigger picture was, but it's very important to look at because we have not 1, but 2 instances of Jim Carrey in Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Of course, we have him playing him and his grandpa.
Let's go.
So there's the grandpa. Cool. But if you can go to the go back one.
They really went in on that makeup.
They did this.
Look at
He
him.
looks exactly like Eggman. Look
He
at
does.
his jacket. This is his jacket.
His jacket, like everything he has on, the mustache. Like, we got there.
How did we get here?
I remember in the first
everybody?
movie being like, all right, I guess he's Robotnik.
Yeah.
But no, this man, that's Dr. Robotnik
That is
right there.
Dr.
That's
fucking Eggman, yo. And now here is where this all ends, Bless. The fourth image here. We have animation on the Twitter streets. Blowing my mind here. Saying, guys, hold on. Maddie, this character, is wearing pink. In Sonic 1, she wore yellow. And we got Tails in the post-credit scene. If you hit right, you can see this.
Oh, shit.
Snap.
In Sonic 2,
No way.
she wore black and
way.
red.
No way.
And we got Shadow in the post-credit scene. So here's the thing. Is it Amy?
It has to
Is
be.
it Rouge the Bat?
Oh, you're right. Wait, go back. Bring the picture up.
Bring it up. We got to go deeper.
Well, the fact that it's just pink makes me think it has to be Amy. Because if it was Rouge, it would have to be like a pink and white, right?
Pink and white and purple.
But like that doesn't. Yeah, you're right. The background has some white in there, and also like obviously in the movie she's gonna have like more outfits, so maybe the white ends up getting implemented more. I'm stressed. Somebody in chat said, "Is it SBO?" Come on.
Nah, it ain't SVO.
Come on.
Oh, man. I love it
appreciate
here.
you for bringing that to me.
And
Tim.
you know what is even better?
Uh-huh.
I'm going to warm your heart right now.
Do it.
What's today?
Today is November 20th.
We are 1 month away from Sonic the Hedgehog 3 in theaters, everybody.
Or we'll
Cinema
see him
is
kiss
cooking.
a human lady.
No, he's not
We'll
gonna do
see.
that. He would never. Sonic doesn't do that. We don't think about that. Let's get some super chats in. Ooh boy. Street Shadow says, FYI, Katakawa confirmed the Sony buyout rumors, but seems to be still in discussions. Also, Katakawa owns Spike Chunsoft, so the DBZ Sparking Zero devs. Did they? Spike?
they?
No, I don't think. The Street Shadow, first of all, I gotta confirm the Katakawa thing. Not that I don't believe you, but I just
believe
don't,
Street Shadow.
I just
but
don't believe the internet. You know what I mean?
exactly.
I gotta always double check.
I'm with that.
Katakawa.
Spubby Jubby says, how many people are going to be down bad for CG Rouge? Everyone.
Oh, it's gonna awaken a generation for sure. Yeah, no, I'm saying so. Yeah, you are right. I'm saying VGC and other people say that. Yeah, they Katakawa did confirm Sony's buyout interest. But yeah,
Man.
we gotta wait for more.
Woo! What a time.
It's cooking, and yeah, I'm pretty sure. I don't think Spike Chunsoft did it. All right, I don't know. Actually, you're wrong. Just let me know when you're wrong, chat.
Oh my God. Stonewall Craft says, Rouge the Bat, voiced by Rhea Ripley.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, that makes sense, right?
That would be insane. That would be fucking insane.
Be accurate, you know. Come on, a baddie voicing a baddie. Come
love
on, because she's a baddie voicing a baddie. Yeah, you see what,
okay.
Come on. Let's see here. William Gordon says, "Do you think that next fall we could get a PlayStation Portable Pro?" Or yeah, you probably mean a PlayStation Portal Pro, OLED, HDR, 120 hertz, or Wi-Fi.
No, I don't. I think that all of that stuff, first off, next year I think is too early. I also think that I'd be very surprised if we get those things implemented in a PlayStation Portal product anytime soon.
Yeah, that feels a little bit more far out.
Because I mean, I would love that. My God, that would solve honestly, what you just said here. Like the Hertz, Wi-Fi 7, HDR, OLED, like that would make the PlayStation Portal essentially perfect for me.
How much would that cost though?
I don't think that these things would add that much cost. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little disappointed that the original one just didn't have these already.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't see them. I feel like they want to keep the cost as low as possible for this product. And I also think that these things don't necessarily mean nearly as much as they do to me, to the general public.
David Flores writes in and says, "My brother works for a company that installs office supply things. He was at Niantic's office and said they were playing a Pokemon game on a dev kit."
Interesting.
Be a crazy thing, a crazy way for something like major to leak.
On fucking
like
a super chat. On
yeah,
kind of
it was like,
games daily.
remember that super chat where David said his brother works for a company that installed stuff? It was at Niantic. Turns out they're working on the next major Pokemon game. Let's see here. DJ Kento says Jack Black is literally wearing the same costume as Nacho Libre's fancy outfit, but in different colors. Same director too. Sometimes he cut costs, you know. And then, you know, if you can, what if you spray paint the shirt another color? Just go to the same the same shop where you got that last shirt, get the other shirt, you know, but make it another color. You do what you do with what you got, Barrett.
You do what you do with what you got, Barrett.
And then Joshy G says, "My hope is Niantic accidentally creates Digimon," and that is it.
Shit.
For super chats. Now it's time for You're Wrong, where of course you write in, let us know what we got wrong as we got it wrong, so we can correct it for those watching later on YouTube and listening to that later on podcast services around the globe. Came Over Greggy says Jet Force Gemini did not need the expansion pack on N64.
The only 4 games required the expansion pack: Donkey Kong 64, Majora's Mask, Perfect Dark, and Dinosaur Planet.
I don't recall Dinosaur Planet.
Dinosaur Planet is what turned into Star Fox Adventures on GameCube.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't think Dinosaur Planet ever even released here.
Maybe it was like planned to have the expansion pack. Sorry, Digimon was brought up, and I just wanted to share this news.
I got that notification as well, Barrett.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, that's what got to my house yesterday. Fuck, I didn't open the package from PlayAsia.
Ooh, so yeah,
That
for
was my
audio
bad.
listeners, there's the digital Digimon movie Blu-ray remaster that was being, I forget what production company was making it. They were selling it on Crunchyroll, and I just got that email yesterday that mine is in process of being delivered.
I haven't told you this or shown you this yet, Barrett. I bought the 25th anniversary Digivice. It's fucking sick. I need to bring it in.
You guys
Fuck
think
yeah.
I'm a nerd for my Sonic love. Listen to these guys.
Bless.
Or I'm on Digivice.
If I invite you
and my
to Tim's
Digimon
house to
movie
watch
remastered.
Digimon the movie remastered in
It'll
his
change
theater,
you,
are
bro.
you saying no?
Yes, I'm saying no.
Oh my God.
I've
you
never
would
been a
love it.
Digimon person.
But that's how you'll get in.
That's how I got, like,
I will never be unloyal to Pokemon.
I was never, like, I watched the OG
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Digimon show.
You fuck?
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh's not in direct opposition to Pokemon. Digimon
Yes, it
literally
is.
has Mon in the title. They evolve. They digivolve.
Yeah,
That's a direct
Digivolve
competitor.
sounds so much
Yu-Gi-Oh
cooler.
was more so like against Duel Masters. You know what I mean?
You're making solid points.
You know?
Blessing, do you want to watch a movie with the most like late 90s, early 2000s soundtrack you could possibly ever fucking imagine? Do you want to see monsters battle through the internet as they try to stop nuclear warheads from fucking coming down on the planet?
Are you talking about Code Lyoko? I love Code Lyoko. Yeah, let's watch it.
Code Lyoko was sick.
Code Lyoko was so good. We got one from Kebabs who says, Mr. Crocker never actually proved the existence of fairies in any Fairly Odd Parents work.
I knew you were better than him.
That's wild to me that they never got around to like Mr. Crocker actually being right. I feel like that's like a finale or maybe a movie or something, but then they reverse time.
That means they can never end, you know?
That's true.
Yeah.
People are saying that yes, Spike Chunsoft are the Sparking devs in collab with Bandai. And I think that is it. There's one more from Tundra Boy that says, Wii News, Stardew Valley, A Symphony of Seasons has been announced. It's a worldwide live concert tour from Soho Live. So there you go. And that is it for kindoffunny.com/you're wrong. Tim, that brings us to the end of Kind of Funny Games Daily, where each and every weekday we run you through the nerdy news you need to know about live on YouTube, Twitch, and on podcast services around the globe. If you love what we do, of course, support us with the Kind of Funny membership on Patreon or on YouTube to get all of our shows ad-free, watch us record them live, and get a daily exclusive show. Enjoy the GamesCast next and the stream after, but until next time, Game Daily.